What's up, guys? This is going to be the start of my unboxing video. My first order from Bulk Reef Supply. And when I first started with our saltwater tanks, the first one was the big 72 that's in our living room. It was basically just like a DIY put together light, and since then I've come across the 4 bulb fixture that I have now, and for I don't know, a handful of months it's just had the bulbs that came with it, and I've not known how old they are. There's a few of them that aren't even marked what brand they are or anything, so I've just been making do with what I had. So I ended up seeing a few of my buddies' unboxing videos from Bulk Reef Supply, and I decided that I'd give it a try. So these here are my 4 bulbs. Ordered 4 brand new bulbs. And, I'll show you here in a minute on the screen. There's 2 blue plus bulbs, a purple plus, and a aqua blue special. Now these are all the 4-foot 54-watt bulbs. There's actually a guy I follow on Instagram. It's Gonzo and a series of letters. I'll put his Instagram name down in the description. You guys check his stuff out. He's got a really good profile of nice curls and the nice fish he keeps. But overall, the packaging of these lights was great. I first saw the square box and thought that that's just what they came in, and I was fine with that. I assumed that they were packed well in the first place, but I was pleased to open up the box and see that they were in a smaller container. And then even inside of that, they had this foam insulation on there now that I'm taking off now, and it's held in there pretty tight. There's no room for movement or anything like that. And right here you can see all 4 of the bulbs again: 2 blue plus, purple plus, aqua blue special. Now right here I've cut through me pulling my light fixture out and pulling the bulbs out and stuff. I'm sliding it back in the frame of my canopy now. Here I'll turn on just the 2 blue plus first. I've put them in. It's a 2-channel light fixture. One switch turns on bulb 1 and 3, and then the second switch turns on bulb 2 and 4. Now I've put the bulbs in so that switch 1 turns on the 2 blue plus, so that way I can have like a morning and an evening mode, and then a switch 2 turns on 2 and 4, which makes it a little bit brighter. And I think right from the start these bulbs are great. Now you're on my handheld tripod now, just going to get a close-up of a few things. I know the tank looks all hazy because my skimmer's awful and it puts bubbles everywhere. It is getting better. I've had it for a few months, and bubbles are getting smaller and less dense. But here's my green star polyp. I've told you guys before, we bought that and it was tiny. There's our newest Mandarin goby. We just got that from a 7 Seas aquatic store in Nashville. Now there's a rock covered in zoas. That came from Paul at Aquatica in Louisville. That was just my zinnia I got here local. There's that finger leather. The little sunshine coral down there at the bottom, he does really well when the lights are real dim. Now there's some more zoas and the paleothoas, and our newer anemone in the back. Everything's doing really well. I've not had any recent trouble. I had a few problems when I started, but as of late there's not been any trouble with anything. And now there's a small surprise in this tank here. This is another guy we picked up at a 7 Seas in Nashville. This is by far my favorite fish that we have now. It's a fuzzy dwarf lionfish. I've been looking for one for months, and I contemplated ordering one offline, and I just happened to look over and notice that a 7 Seas had 2 of these guys in a tank while we were there, so I had to come home with one of them.